The female that your son shot at, she has died.
Oh my God. Meet Christina Withrow. Just hours ago, she helped her son commit a horrific crime.
My mom handed me the gun after that. I let off 3 shots.
And no matter how innocent these two act, they will be outsmarted because of one simple mistake.
If she was walking towards you, why is there a gunshot in her back? I have to go deliver the news to somebody's family that their daughter or their mother is dead.
Around noon on April 3rd, 2023, panic erupted at a small apartment complex in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dozens of 911 callers and witnesses reported seeing 2 individuals shoot a woman in the parking lot. When officers arrived, they found 31-year-old Monique Garcia on the ground, shot 3 times. She would die from her injuries moments later. Fortunately, it didn't take long for police to find a lead. Next to Monique was 44-year-old Christina Withrow, a resident of the complex, attempting to hide bullet casings from the gun used in the shooting. At first, Christina took the blame, claiming she was the shooter. But witness testimonies painted a different picture. According to them, the shooter wasn't Christina, but her 18-year-old son, Christian Crespin. Even more alarming was the fact that Christina told him to flee the scene, which he did. Not before flipping off Monique as she lay dying on the ground. Oddly enough, the same witnesses also stated they saw Monique charging towards Christina and Christian. So were they just defending themselves, or was this premeditated murder? To get answers, detectives needed to find Christian, which became their main focus for the next 24 hours. A day later, Christian was found at a friend's house and brought in for questioning, along with his mother. Now, detectives hope to figure out if this really was self-defense or something much darker. The following footage has been provided to us by the Albuquerque Police Department.
Christian, what's your phone number? Awesome. Cool. So tell me a little bit about yourself. How are you, in general?
I don't know, just usually chill with my friends.
Yeah.
Work.
Nice, where do you work at?
Chevron.
Chevron. Which one do you work at?
The one on San Mateo, Montgomery.
Ooh, that's a busy one. How do you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
We got a lot of homeless come in and stuff.
What else do you like to do?
I like to go take pictures of my car, and then
Nice.
a lot of times me and my friends will go to the trails.
Mm-hmm.
So
You go hiking, or what do you guys do?
yeah, we go hiking, free climb.
Oh, you actually, you know what's funny about free climb? So since I moved here, I've been learning a lot about like limestone. So have you ever been up to the, where is it at? In the foothills.
No, I don't
So
think so.
foothills, they like pretty much like the rocks like mass produce limestone, and limestone is actually a lot easier on the fingers when you're gonna free climb because it allows like an actual grip when you free climb. Do you guys like to take pads and stuff when you free climb?
Not usually, no.
No? That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Have you ever free climbed before? It's scary. That's like, you fall to your death on that one. That's pretty cool. You said you like cars?
Yeah.
Nice. What kind of cars do you have?
All cars in general, so, but mostly like Lamborghinis and Ferraris.
The fast ones?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Do you like work on your cars and stuff like that?
Yeah, I go to school for it, so.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Nice. Do you like sports or anything like that?
Yeah, I like football.
Football? I don't know much about football. Did your Wisconsin?
The football team?
Yeah.
Packers, they're alright.
Yeah. That's not your team though?
No.
What's your team?
The 49ers?
Ooh, intervision. Alright, I get it. That's fine.
What looks like harmless small talk is actually a masterclass in building rapport. Christian, just 18 and facing a murder investigation, is tense and emotionally shut down at first. But after about 30 minutes of casual talk, he appears far more relaxed than when he first entered the room. So when the detective finally shifts to questions about the events leading up to the shooting, he cracks open like a box of chocolates.
How was yesterday? Talk to me about your day yesterday.
I don't know, just nothing really. Bought a new tire. Got something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to your tire?
It's getting old, so I had to replace it. It was getting bald, so
Nice. That was expensive.
yeah.
How much was it?
Well, I only paid $45 for it.
Oh,
But,
where'd you go? You went in the hood somewhere to get that kind of a deal.
It's Chato's Tire Shop on
Chato's?
Zuni, past Louisiana.
Okay. Chato.
Yeah.
Go check it out for some tires. Louisiana and Zuni's.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Where'd you guys go eat? Or did you go by yourself?
Just Wendy's.
Nice. What'd you get there?
Just a Frosty.
I haven't had a Frosty in a minute. Those are good. You get fries?
Yeah.
You gotta dip the fries in the Frosty. Who'd you go to eat with?
My mom.
Nice. Christina, right?
Yeah.
What time did you guys do that?
I think it was around like 10.
Oh, you went early.
Yeah. Cause they open around like 8:30, so we went at like around 9.
Okay.
The tire replaced. So.
Oh, around 9.
Yeah.
Are you able to like, I mean, I guess because you work on your own cars, like, so did they replace your tire or you replaced it?
Well, I take it off and then I just take it to them, so they don't
Oh.
charge me the labor fee for the putting it on the car and taking it off.
Gotcha. Okay. What time did you get home from Wendy's?
Wendy's around 10:30-ish.
Okay. What'd you do when you got home?
I was just changing the tire.
Oh, okay. Did you have your impact tool?
No.
No. Ah. So talk to me about when you were changing your tire. Talk to me about that.
I don't know. She was just talking to me while I was changing it.
Who was?
My mom.
What are you guys talking about?
We were just talking about what we were gonna do for the day and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as after you're changing your tire, where were you? You said you're at Ortiz.
Yes.
Were you guys on the street in the parking
In the
lot?
parking lot.
Okay. Did your mom help you do that or no?
No, usually not.
Okay. Who came by when you guys were in the parking lot?
I'm not sure. I didn't really see anyone. So, I mean, I seen a few cars pass by.
Did you guys talk to anybody?
Not usually, no, unless like the neighbors come out. So,
Did the neighbors come out?
no.
Everybody was inside?
Yeah.
Okay. So what time did you leave your apartment yesterday?
I want to say around like 11:30-ish or 12 or somewhere around there.
In the morning?
In the morning.
Okay, 11:30, 12. Where'd you go after that?
I just went to my friend's and we chilled, and then he said he had to go do something, so I went and chilled with another friend, and that's basically what I did all day.
What friends did you first go to?
So first I went to my friend Jay's, and then I went to my other friend Dylan's, we met up at a park, but yeah.
What park did you guys go to?
The one it's a little bit past Montebello on Lomas. It's to the right, I'm pretty sure.
Montebello Lomas? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar about there, sorry. How's that park?
It's pretty nice, I didn't even know it was there, so.
Montebello Lomas. So we're here because we want to know exactly what happened yesterday, okay? And I think it's important for us to hear your side of exactly what happened. We've talked with a few people, so I am interested in hearing your side of what happened. I think it's important, especially with something like this. So I just want to backtrack just a little bit to when you're changing your tire in the parking lot.
Yes.
So let's talk about that one.
Alright. So while I was changing my tire, my mom saw someone go towards the back of the apartments where they're not supposed to be. So the first apartment in the back there, actually someone rents. On top of that, the next one after that is also rented out.
Okay.
And then the other two, I believe, are abandoned because they were infested. And so a lot of the times, like, we'll go back there.
Yeah.
And so she told her not to go back there, and she's all get off the property and all this, my mom. And so she pulled out her gun as the was walking away, was like, you better get off the property. And so when that happened, I started to walk towards my mom, and my mom handed me the gun after that, was like, here. So I let off 3 shots.
According to Christian, he and his mom went to Wendy's for breakfast around 9 or 10 a.m. After that, they returned home at around 10:30 and began changing a bald tire on their car. In the span of the next few hours, they saw Monique coming up to them, confrontational and aggressive. And this is when everything went wrong. Christina handed Christian the gun and told him to shoot around her, which ended in tragedy. On the surface, this incident might seem like it was either an accident or that the two were trying to protect themselves. However, there is only one problem. An autopsy of Monique's body revealed that one of the 3 bullets had entered through the back. This means that at some point, she attempted to run away after the first 2 shots, and Christian still pulled the trigger. So, was it still self-defense at that point? And did Monique still pose a threat? These are the key questions detectives must answer to determine whether this was self-defense or homicide.
When your mom handed you the gun, did she say anything to you?
She said, shoot around her and not towards her, and that's what I did, but...
When you, what gun were you shooting?
My stepdad's.
Was that the brown gun?
Yeah.
Okay. Where were you in the parking lot when you...
So I was at the end there where the 2 spaces are. I was in the 2nd space.
Yeah.
I walked from where I was changing my tire, and I shot through the fence.
Oh, you shot through the fence? Okay,
Yes.
so... And I'm sorry, because this area's big, I was going to say...
Yeah, so... This was like a fence, and we'll say the 2 parking spots. I was standing right here while she was standing right there.
And who's this again? Your mom?
So this is the homeless lady as she was starting to walk away, and then she came back.
Okay.
And she was coming at my mom, so.
Okay. How was she coming at your mom?
Like aggressively, like saying, "Oh, I'm not afraid of a gun. Oh, shoot me." So.
In her hands?
I'm not sure. I didn't look. So.
Did you see her with any type of weapons? No. Okay. So you're here, right? And she's over here.
Yes.
And you said she was walking away.
Yes. And then so my mom comes back, or my mom's standing right there with. So my mom would be like right there, standing with me. And so as she's walking away, she pulls out the gun and threatens her with it, like, get off the property or I'll shoot you. And so she starts walking towards my mom. And so that's when my mom handed me the gun.
Okay.
And I let off 3 shots to try and scare her away, but I guess 1 hit.
How do you feel?
It's not how I would think I would feel. I just don't know. It's hard to process.
I understand. Have you ever shot a gun like that before?
Well, yeah, I've gone shooting, so.
Yeah. When you were here and you were pointing the firearm, the gun at her,
Yes.
was your mom saying anything to her?
I don't believe so, but I'm not sure.
Okay. And what was she saying?
She was all, shoot me, is all, I'm not afraid of no gun. So,
And then you let off 3 shots.
yeah.
Where were you aiming at when you let off those shots?
I was just aiming outward like this, and just boom, boom, boom. So.
And so when the first shot went off, you said you shot through the fence, right?
Yes.
Okay. How far away is that?
In real life, it's about, I would say like 20 or 30 feet.
Okay. And that's when you let off the first shot?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, when did you let off the other ones?
Well, I let them off all like in. So after the first one I let off, I started to let off the other 2 as well.
Okay. What did you do after?
My mom told me to leave after, so I just left.
And is that where you went to your friend's house after that?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you take the gun with you? Where's the gun?
No, I'm not sure where the gun is. She took it with her, so.
So you gave it? Did you give the mom I'm sorry. Did you
I gave the gun
to your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened? So you just left right away? You didn't see anything else after that?
No, she told me to leave, so I just left.
Okay. Did you think about calling 911?
No, not really. Everybody was already calling 911, so.
Okay. You said you went back to your house a little bit later on.
Yeah.
What did you get when you went back to your house?
I didn't grab nothing, so. I was going to, but there's a lot of stuff, so.
Yeah.
And then my room was a mess, so.
So as far as your intention, when you pointed the gun at her, what was your intention?
Just scare away.
Now that we've heard Christian's side, it's time to hear from Christina, and her reasoning for handing over the gun might be the most troubling part of this entire case. We apologize in advance for Christina's fidgeting, which makes it sound like she's flushing a toaster down the toilet.
Tell me what you dealt with. I would love to hear what you had to deal with.
This woman, she was walking up and she looked like she was going into my neighbor's back while my neighbor had been harassed a lot, and we stick up for each other. I don't know her really well, but I do know that she saw her son shot 8 times in front of her in her home. Supposedly something to do with the ex-husband. I don't know the whole story. And I'm pretty sure that she does drugs here and there on the side, which I don't agree with because I'm not a drug user. But it's hard, you know, like, just from another tab, you know, I can't imagine what that would be like. So, anyway, I told her, don't go in that walkway, don't stay out of that alleyway, stay off of this property, please, you know. And then she started screaming, I'm just getting this laundry basket, and yelling, and I was like, please just leave, you know, please leave. And my son's here, like I would feel protective, and I was scared. Because all these people that come up, you never know what they're going to do. You don't know what, almost everybody in our neighborhood has some kind of weapon on them. My husband made me so scared of gun on me, which I don't like because guns scare me. And I think it was because he was worried because of the shooting before, and I don't trust myself. I'm not a good shot. I don't like that kind of stuff, you know. And she was screaming, and then she was walking away, and then she turned around and she was like running towards me, and I was like,
Who's she? I'm sorry.
so, I don't know, homeless lady, drug addict, like they're, and it's always a new one, like every day.
Have you seen her before?
No, never seen
Never?
her. Not that I can remember, they all look the same to me. I'm not trying to be mean, but there's always different people there in that neighborhood, in front of the houses. I've never experienced anything like this before. It puts a lot of duress on you, especially as a parent. When I have my daughter crying in the middle of the night, I have to get up and the dogs are barking, or somebody screaming. One time, someone came and busted one of the windows, and then they just broke the lock. They always break the locks on the gate, so we don't even get to feel safe in our walkways. All my kids, dude, they're all trained to use a gun, except for me. It's making me really stupid. So stupid that
So she starts coming towards you.
I asked him if he could put one only a few feet away from her, not hit her, because I know he's a good shot. So she would leave because I was afraid she scared me. My son said, I'm afraid for my life. I don't want to, because I'm not a good shot. I don't want to shoot because I might actually hit her by accident because I don't know how to shoot that good. And so he said, yes, I said, sure, Christina, I don't hurt her, but I'm scared, you know, like, and
I'm so sorry, I didn't understand that part.
he said yes, and I said, are you sure? I don't know why. I was like, I could have just ran away with it. This is so stupid. I feel like I don't know. I just gone in the world. Why would I do that? I don't know what I was thinking. I've never done anything like this before.
So you asked him, can you put one next to her?
Next to her, like a few feet away. That's what she would leave because I was afraid. Next to me.
Handing a gun to your son and making him kill somebody because you're not confident using it yourself isn't exactly going to win Christina Mother of the Year. But was she acting out of fear? Did she hand the gun to Christian because she truly believed she was protecting herself? That would be what you might think if it weren't for one glaring question. Why did she tell him to run? That one decision shifts the focus from self-defense to something far more suspicious. To get to the truth, detectives need to examine intent, not just Christina's, but Christian's too. And legally, intent is divided into 4 key categories. 1. Deliberate. Did he intentionally mean to kill? 2. Reckless. Did he understand the risk of shooting the gun and choose to act anyway? 3. Negligent. Was he unaware of the risk altogether? 4. Accidental. Was it a complete accident? So which one is it for Christian?
So, tell me how you felt when she was walking, yelling at your mom.
I felt like she was going to attack my mom.
What do you mean attack your mom?
Physically harm her.
But you didn't see anything on their hands, right?
No, besides like her body gestures, no.
And then your mom hands you the gun,
Yes.
which you already said it's your stepdad's gun, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you point it at her,
Yes.
and you shoot at her?
Not directly at her, to the side of her, and I shoot, yeah.
Okay. And you shot 3 times.
Yes.
Okay. You then said that she then,
Walks down the street,
okay, and then,
and that's all I know.
do you see her?
No, I don't see her after that. After she walks down the street, I don't know where she went, so.
Earlier you said that you knew she got shot.
Yeah. I read the news report, so.
So, and you say you don't know how you feel, but can you try and explain to me how you feel?
It's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard to explain.
Do you see her fall?
No.
You just see her walking away, you give the gun back to her, and then you,
I get in the car and I drive away because my mom told me to drive off, so.
did at any point, did you ever feel that you needed to turn yourself in?
Yeah, it's probably better that way. At least you know, would have a better chance. But,
Who would have a better?
my mom, because they would have the actual person who shot, even if it wasn't intentional. It's still better than someone who didn't, so.
So you didn't mean to pull the trigger?
I'm not gonna say I didn't, because I'd protect my mom again, so.
You mentioned, you went back to your house to grab things.
I went back to my house, but I didn't grab nothing, so.
So by that, it kind of makes me believe that you were gonna grab things.
I planned to, yeah.
What were you planning on doing then?
Going to my friend's house. Same place I was at, same place y'all got me. Just all it is.
Did you tell your friend what happened?
He knows.
What did your siblings tell you?
Well, I'd rather not say that, but
What did your stepdad tell you when you went home?
he just lived there. So,
Didn't he tell you anything?
no.
Did you know who this was? Have you ever seen her before? Can you describe what she looked like to me?
Just like darker lady, longer hair, and some ripped up clothes, I think. That's all I know.
Did you see any tattoos or anything like that on there?
No. Other than the dirt being on her body, you couldn't see anything else.
Okay. Was she carrying anything?
I don't think so.
No. Did she have a purse or anything like that? Do you know?
From his statements, it's clear that if put in the same situation, he would do the exact same thing, no matter how excessive the force, or even if Monique were running away. Now it's time for his own mother and partner in crime to lay out her intent in the very same way. Because it's entirely possible she gave the gun to Christian in the first place to avoid being the one to pull the trigger.
So you gave the gun to Christian and you said, can you put one next to her? And you wanted him just to like shoot her like 2 to 3 feet away from her.
Away from her,
And then you said he shot 2 more rounds.
After, I think because she kept coming towards us, and I think he was getting afraid, that she was coming to do something to us. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking.
And
My baby.
where did those other 2 rounds go?
I don't know. I think it was the last one that possibly hit her because she didn't say anything at first. I was like, oh, thank God, because that scared me when he pulled the trigger to it. I was like, oh my gosh, like, and it stopped, like that, and it looked like to me, it looked like it was possibly too close to her. So I was but I couldn't froze for a second, But she was, like I said, she had at the gate and she had turned back around and she was coming back towards. So I don't know what he was thinking, if he was getting scared because she was screaming when he first started shooting. The first shot, and then he went, and then it was like a pause, and then it was again and again.
What happened after that 3rd shot with the gun? Where'd it go now? Did he give it to you? So you said, give me that. Did he give you the gun?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happened after that?
He was afraid. He was afraid, and I told him we should wait because, like I said, no. Right after I got the gun for him, I was like, oh my gosh, because I heard the girl say, "You shot me, homegirl," and I was like, no, I didn't. Like, but I don't see anything. Like, you look fine to me. Because she turned around and she was walking away towards the Murphys on the sidewalk. I'm like, because she walked in and she shot. I thought she was full shit. I thought a lot of people in that neighborhood can't believe anything they say.
When did she start walking away after the 1st shot?
I know, after the 3rd shot. After the 3rd shot, she was walking towards us. Then she turned around and started walking away. So I thought, oh, thank God nothing happened. That's what I thought. And nothing happened. I thought she was okay. And I thought, oh my God, I was scared. I was doing anything, and I wasn't getting around us anymore after that because it scared the shit out of me, and I really thought she was okay. I didn't think she was in, and then it was one of the neighbors yelled across the street like she got shot. I said, no, she didn't. And then she was like, no, she really got shot. And I seen them run over to her, and then she kind of sat down, and they were helping her, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're taking a shot. And I got, so, and then I told my neighbor was standing there, she's living right before, and I was like, oh my gosh, because she goes, I'm on the phone with the police, it was her husband came outside, and I said, but it was me, I didn't want them to be afraid, because I know that they're my neighbor. I said, it was me, that was my gun. And, I was like, but it was an accident. And so I yelled, and they were there. My neighbor's calling the police already, so, because obviously she needs help, right? This woman, and my phone was dead, so I couldn't call 911. I ran to my front door, and I told my friend David, when something bad happened, and I can't come in the house, but take my phone, because it's dead charge of police to my husband. And the afternoon girls came outside, and they were kind of seeing everything that was going on. And I was like, can you please call my husband? And I just told him, he got on the phone, he was at work, and I said, I'm sorry. I think I shot somebody. And
I feel like there's 1 or 2 things that you're leaving out. And I do want you to be honest about this part, okay?
I actually told you the whole truth.
Was the girl that was yelling at you, you said she was walking towards you.
Yes. She walked, she grabbed the whatever basket she said she was grabbing that I couldn't see on the other side of my son's car. I started walking,
So I'm gonna ask you this question, and maybe you can answer this for me. If she was walking towards you, why is there a gunshot in her back?
She was holding herself right here when she said she got shot.
Okay. So why is there a gunshot on her back?
I don't know.
Was
But
she
she
walking?
was walking towards us.
Did your son shoot her as she was walking away?
As she turned, I don't know.
That's important right now. Did your son shoot her as she walked away?
No, I'm almost 100% positive that she was looking at us the whole time. And then she grabbed herself, she turned around, she started walking, and she said, and then she turned back around and she said, "You shot me home, girl." That's what she said. And I was like, what? But I didn't see a meter in the back. She was facing towards us, like, you know. And so that's my honest answer of what I think. But
I really do.
I don't think he would do that.
Keep in mind that at this point, Christina is completely unaware that Monique passed away in the hospital, but that will change very soon.
So, right now, trying to make sure I ask you.
I don't want him to do that.
So your son, I'll agree, you guys both put yourself in a very tough spot, okay? And, it's an unfortunate situation, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to be, but I also, I understand where you're coming from. I understand the situation you were put in and, your son shooting, but,
I don't know what he felt like.
First and foremost, I will tell you, the female that that your son shot at, she has died.
Oh my god.
So unfortunately, we're investigating a homicide. Okay. What we're doing here is we have a job, and right now, our job was to find out exactly what happened. I will put that you were honest and truthful, and you were cooperative with police. I will put that in my report, okay? You are going to be facing some serious charges, okay? And, yes, ma'am.
Would you rather somebody died?
I just heard that, yeah.
And
I'm a little shocked right now, I don't know.
I have to go deliver the news to somebody's family that their daughter or their mother is dead. And your son has to answer. Yes, your son has to answer for that, okay? Because he pulled the trigger, and yes, you have culpability in this because you handed him the firearm and you said what you said. We have tons of witnesses, okay? So I want you to understand, there's a lot of witnesses that saw what happened. So we knew what happened going into this, but your honesty, it goes a long way with us. So thank you for that. But as of tonight, would you like to know your charges? So tonight you will be charged with an open count of murder. You're going to be charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Hold on, conspiracy. I'll explain all that. Conspiracy, and also tampering with evidence. Tampering with evidence because when you pick up the casings and you take a gun and you remove that stuff, that's a crime. Okay, you can't. When something like this happens, I'm not saying, I'm not going to give you any advice, but don't ever touch anything. Don't take the gun to help your son, or don't give your son a gun and say, But since you've been cooperative, okay, I will do something for you. I know your husband, he asked me to call and let him know what was going on. What will happen from here is we'll book you into MDC. Your son will be booked in. Eventually we're going to So all of that's something that you'll talk with your lawyer about. You'll talk eventually, that's something, we don't do that part of it. We just do.
And I'm gonna be locked up until everything.
That's also up to a judge. After this, you'll have like an arraignment, it goes to a grand jury.
Complaint would make me, what do they call it, a running risk or?
So you'll have a detention hearing eventually, and the judge will just rule or determine whether you can be released pending trial. And that is something that your lawyer will discuss with you, okay?
Over the next few minutes, detectives walk Christina through what to expect following her arrest. Not long after, Christian is given the same rundown, and it begins to sink in that his life, too, is about to change forever.
That there's probably something better we could have done than immediately pull the gun out, but
Like what? What do you think could have been better?
I don't know. Could have called the cops, could have, my mom could have fought instead of just going to the gun. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff we could have done.
Yeah.
I'm not asking what you could have done different, I'm asking how you feel.
How I feel? That it was the wrong choice.
Do you feel bad at all?
Yeah. I'd rather not have people die. Because I'd rather not die either, so.
What we're trying to do is just get what's in your head, you know, how you felt, you know, during this moment. I think you've been extremely honest, so I appreciate that, man. Okay? This whole situation is just really unfortunate. I have to go do an extra notification after this and let the family know that their daughter has died, and she also had a little boy, and now doesn't have a mom. So I have to go make that. And I know that's not your issue, that's not your problem, but, you know, we're here because of that. You're young, man, you're really young. And everybody's in a bad spot because of this. Your mom's in a bad spot, you're in a very bad spot as well, okay?
You know you're being charged with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did they?
They did not tell me.
So as of right now, you have an arrest warrant, or you have an arrest warrant. You're gonna be charged with an open count of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, tampering with evidence, probably ×2 at this point. Okay. Do you have any questions for us at all?
No.
Well, it's unfortunate we met under these circumstances, man. I wish you the best of luck with everything in the future. I hope you make better choices. Alright. Do you have any questions for us at all?
No.
Okay.
Do you need the officer? Yeah.
Do you need water? Do you want to use the restroom or anything? Okay, sounds good. Have you been arrested or anything like that before?
No.
No? Okay. When you get up there, they allow you a phone call. Okay, I'd offer to get you some numbers, but I can't go through your phone. Do you want to write any numbers down or anything? Nothing? Okay.
When the trial for this mother-son duo began, Christian's defense initially claimed he had a brain injury, but that argument didn't hold for long. In September 2024, Christian Crespin accepted a plea deal and pled guilty to second-degree murder, meaning the act was malicious but not premeditated. He was sentenced to 18 years, the maximum allowed under the agreement. Christina, on the other hand, was hit with several charges, including first-degree murder, aggravated assault, conspiracy to commit a felony, and tampering with evidence. As of April 2025, she is still awaiting trial.